Okay.
White people is hypocrites. Okay. They're barbaric. Okay.
You said kill all white people. You really feel
No,
that
I
way?
didn't. I said white lives don't matter. See,
Okay.
that's
Okay,
your white. That's
okay,
your white. What they call it?
Well, do you really
yellow
believe that?
journalism?
Do you
But
really,
this is live.
Let me ask you this. Do you really believe that white lives don't matter?
Of course. I'm not a liar like you. You just lied on me on live TV. Is this really live?
This is live TV.
Live TV,
right there,
Black Power. Black Power, white lives do not matter.
You told
white lives don't matter.
You told me we don't let you speak. We don't give a voice.
I didn't say that. When did I say that?
Okay.
Why you lying?
So white lives don't matter. So guys, so
Welcome, everyone who's just chiming on into the Cynthia J Show, holding us women accountable, not excluding the men, holding us women accountable, not excluding the men. Yes. Welcome tonight. It is your girl, your co-host, Cynthia J, on the Cynthia J Show. Some of you going to see my face, some of you not. My system has been doing its own little thing. Why is doing it? Who knows? But happy Thursday. How is everyone in this month of December? Yes, the month of December. Oh my gosh. I miss you guys. Joyful month of December. This is the month of you tapping into your originality, your original you, chiming on in. Thank you for joining in tonight. It is your girl, your co-host, Cynthia J, on the Cynthia J Show, holding us women accountable, not excluding the men. We're going to get it right. We're going to get it tight. For those who are just actually meeting me and getting to know me for the very first time, and those who are on my live stream who do not see my face, but you do see me on TikTok Live and every other thing. I am here. I'm your co-host, your birthing doula, your inspirational healer, your psalmist, and so much more. Your sister from another dimension, Cynthia J, brought to you right here by Cynthia J Ministry and Healing Hearts Tailor-Made Doula, and much more. But it is Thursday. We are still in the first week of December. My gosh. Woo, this year has gone by so quickly. So if you got a family and friend right beside you or someone you know that can chime on in, tell them, I need for you guys to go on in right now to my girl, Cynthia J, on the Cynthia J Show. Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video right now so they can chime on in. But with that being said, I know everyone was enjoying what they call a holiday from last month. Some say, okay, Thanksgiving, giving thankfulness to, the Most High. And for some of us, we don't do Thanksgiving because it reminds us of our oppressors. But with all that being said, at least I know that majority of people have been traveling and still trying to make time to see their family. So with that being said, make sure that you reminisce on this year, because this year it's taking us back. This year is showing us how important it is to spend time with family, with loved ones, not just for the holidays, just in general, period. And for those who don't spend time with their family and have other things that go on within their family, I get it. I understand, and I overstand. So I get it. If you didn't have the time or you don't really talk with your family, I get it. Some of us that's on, this platform who's chiming on in right now, they get it. Others may not get it, but that's okay, because sometimes we have to, detach ourselves from certain things that are unnecessary and that does not have a divine purpose in our life. But for those who have that opportunity to go out there and try to make it right and try to, connect, do so, because life ain't promised every day. And I can say that as a living example, using myself for example, as yesterday, leaving from a location and I was on a single road and another vehicle was driving in my lane head on. Fell asleep at the steering wheel. But when I tell you the ancestors and the divine keep you protected and covered with no fear, whew, all I said was, you need to move. And I said it out loud. And before I know it, they looked up and they quickly grabbed that steering wheel and swerved back into their lane. So that tells you that you are a powerful force that can be reckoned with when you see things that are about to go down. you make sure you speak life. Every time before you leave outside of the house, you speak life. Yes, you speak life. Well, with that being said, again, welcome to the first week of December. The first week of December, stepping in our brand new, because we're going to be brand new for the next year. For a lot of you that don't know, some of us that do know, we've been so conditioned to celebrate the new year in January, and I get it. We all do. But we all know the real new year always starts in from March to April. So let's make sure we prepare for that. But on other breaking news, I'm just coming up here doing some updates. For those who don't know, let me start off with me personally. In the month of November, that's a time now. Not only I give a shout out to my sorors, a Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. Shout out for last month, just celebrating for our anniversary and Founders Day, all of the above. But at the same time, I also grieve this month because that's the time my brother ascended. I shout out to my brother who is an ancestor now. Shout out to him and to the divine, and continue to rep him. This week, which was Wednesday, yesterday was the time that we laid his body to rest. However, his spirit never rests. His spirit lives on. And I shout out to my middle baby brother, Eric. I miss you. I love you. I still speak out for him, but I'm shouting them out. But just that to say, those who lost loved ones during this time, shout them out, love on them in spirit, because they're always protecting you and keeping you guided. But needless to say, for other breaking news for last month coming into this month, majority of us saw a lot of videos. I like to extend that, a lot of videos of repeats of stuff from the past to the present. Majority of us saw the videos pertaining to Black American sisters, grassrooted in America, because I do have those who follow me who's international. But I also want to make sure that I shout that out. That majority that do not know, who are unaware, we had 2 Black American sisters who were in the hospital trying to give birth and experience some traumatic experiences that should not have to be experienced as mothers, trying to give birth to new life into this realm, For those who have already experienced it, and it's not just the women itself, but the fathers, if they are around in a matter like this, you should not have to experience being able to rely on a place that is supposed to be there for healing people. But in other words, we know it's there just to cause more sickness and to take life. That's why I used to always wonder why the elders would say the majority of them wouldn't go to the hospitals. And now I see why they wouldn't go to hospitals, due to the fact is that sometimes they want to try to control you or control what it comes to you instead of listening to you, because you know your body best. Who else knows your body better than you? You do. You know your body best. And what I'm trying to say is, for any sister out there who is getting prepared, and if you in the East Coast, in the northern DMV area, and you're looking for a birthing doula, please make sure that y'all reach out, shout out, show some love for Healing Hearts Tailor-Made Doula. Healing Hearts Tailor-Made Doula, for those who are on my screen right now, I'm sharing Healing Hearts Tailor-Made Doula, so that if you are expecting your beautiful treasure, first time mom, first time parent in general, father, whoever it may be, make sure y'all document this and write this down. You can find us on Linktree/Healing Hearts Doula. Linktree/Healing Hearts Doula. The doula is spelled D-U-L-A at the end. Healing Hearts with an S at the end, and doula, D-U-L-A. Our information and telephone number is up there. You'll definitely find it there. Please make sure that you chime on into that. If you are a first-time parent, and the reason why I speak this again, because You need someone to advocate for you. You need someone to advocate for you. I repeat, you need someone to advocate for you in times like this because when we're in the hospitals, nobody else can advocate for us better than ourselves and doulas. And with Healing Hearts Tailor Made Doula, we make sure that we have everything that's needed to prepare you for your time and your season. Why I say this, it's because majority of the time when you go into the hospital, you may think you have rights, which you do. We do. We have rights. We have rights as the guardian, as the one who's giving birth to the child within our womb. But when you sign any documentation at that hospital without coming prepared with your own documentation, it overrides it. So if you're looking for a birthing doula, or make sure even if you're not in the DMV area, which is in the East Coast, or if you're in the Midwest or you in the West Coast, please make sure that you find a doula and get you a birthing packet to prepare you for situations as we have endured recently with two Black American sisters who one of them came to the hospital. For those who are aware of it, yes, I'm going back to that again. Came to the hospital and was told to leave. That she wasn't in labor. Yes. Was told to leave, that she wasn't in labor. And you guys heard me mention this in the podcast before Thanksgiving. Yes, that's what she was told. And that's sad. Yeah, that's sad. Exactly. I'm going to go ahead and pull this up so I can read it again to you. And the sad thing about that situation there was that majority of people didn't get all the information that they should, but this happened. And also, there's an update for those who didn't know. Back in November, it was on the 22nd. The Indiana hospital fires doctor and nurse who turned away pregnant Black woman who then gave birth on the highway. Yes, she gave birth on the highway. Many of you guys have seen this video circulating on TikTok, Instagram, and other social media platforms. It went widespread, and I'm so glad that it was recorded by the parent who was there to support. It was stated that they turned her away and she was in labor, and she told them, and they didn't believe her. And the sad thing about this is that this happens a lot, more than we know, across the nation. In the United States of America, it happens a lot. As a Black American woman, as a Black American man, it happens a lot. The reason why I say this happens a lot, if you want to go back in history, history shows how much we were sodomized, used as test guinea pigs, thrown away, thrown out, all of the above. And it continues to happen. It's a front. The hospitals are a front. And it doesn't just happen in one place. Again, I repeat, it happens in majority of the places. Let me continue. This happened, again, this is in Indiana hospital, where they said these individuals are no longer employed. The hospital officials also mentioned and announced the termination. That's saying that both failed, and this is the mother, Mercedes Wells, care while she was due to give birth to her daughter. The physician and the nurse directly involved with Mrs. Wells are no longer there. And this is coming from the Franciscus Health Crown Point president and CEO, Raymond Grady, who told People in November 21st. This is what they said. They said Wells and her husband Leon arrived at the hospital after calling to inform staff day prior that she was due to give birth. Some people don't know this. I've had this situation, something slight similar, not all the way, happen to me. Yes. That is one of the reasons why I became a birthing doula. This is one of the reasons why I try my best to advocate for my people, because it's, when I tell you it's sad, sad ain't the word really. It's sad. Here it also says, as the couple arrived at the hospital, staff told them to go home and wait her labor to progress. A video from the cell phone shows her heavily breathing in a wheelchair inside the hospital before security escorted her out. Video quickly went viral on social media, adding to the complicated and heartbreaking stigma of the hospitals not listening to this Black woman who was pregnant. It also mentions that in Chicago news, she went and did an interview. For those who don't know, who hadn't had a chance to look at the other news interviews, they had interviewed Cynthia. It was very deep, more detailed, and said that it was met with really stern faces when she arrived at the hospital. There was no welcoming, as they usually would get when they would go to the hospital, no place of care. Despite being in pain and agony, the nurse administration told Wells she was not far enough along during the labor. How would she know? Did she go down there and check? Did she get the doctor to come down there and check? How would she know? How would she know if the baby head was crowning down there? See, that is the thing right there. They don't know. They don't know. So how would they know? Come on now. It also says she would receive care shortly after giving birth. And this is on their interview. Stated that while they were driving and 8 minutes away from the hospital, was within 8 minutes she gave birth. They had to call 911, and the husband had to deliver his own child. He stated it was a scary situation, but thank the divine and thank the ancestors for being with them, because I'm going to tell you now, how many husbands would get up there and would not be scared to deliver their baby without passing out? Some people pass out now. But I will say this, it's very important that he was there and that he caught his own babies in his own hands. And that is a graceful gift there. And I salute that father. They also said after this situation, she would receive care shortly after giving the birth at a community hospital in another area. After being turned away from the other hospital that's not far from them, their lawyer says that they was mistreated because they are Black. And hate to say this, you try not to make it about race, but it is what it is. No matter how many times you circle around it, it is what it is. History has shown, history has proven it, history has sealed it, history has been saying, hey, when are we going to wake up and see it's there? The video was difficult to watch, Grady said in his statement, added that the incident and action of now former employees does not reflect the value of that facility. Hmm. What about the situation at the other hospital where the nurse, while it's call herself trying to check in this mother? Yeah. Let me get this one up for y'all too. This was another article and another video shown. It's sad. But it goes to show that how some people are looked upon. This was another sister from another hospital by this particular nurse who has done this before. And that was the video escalated around for those who got a chance to see it, where this wasn't the first time this situation has happened. It was not the first time that this nurse went around just going to her computer asking, when's your due date? When's your birthday? How far along you are? And this woman is in distress and the mother is recording. To all grandmothers out there, if you have a daughter who is in distress giving birth and you don't know if you could ever prepare yourself for something like that again, make sure, or this is even for those who never experienced it, please make sure you have a doula with you. Suggest it to your sons and your daughters. Let them be their advocate, knowing their rights, their birthrights. Because it is sad when you come across things like this, where the mother, which is the grandmother, is recording and showing what's going on. And this nurse just sitting there like, oh, I'm just typing along and away and just putting information in. And you're asking her questions, too many questions while she is in pain. This woman gave birth. The baby was crowning in the wheelchair. High level stress pregnancy, high risk. These things should not be going on. These things should not be happening. It's sad. It's very, very sad that certain situations like this have to continue to happen with women in the Black community. It shouldn't be happening. It shouldn't. To the families, to the fathers. Why do so many videos have to continue to circulate around for them to wake up? And in other cases, they already know. They don't care. It's like we will forever have a target on our back, on our head, our back, our leg, whatever it is. We will forever have a target on us. And it's sad. We've been trying to fight all our lives to be accepted and seen as human, but in situations like this, it shows that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It has to take something else. Like a woman recently, and this was a Caucasian white woman who died from a C-section. Recent. I'll be sharing that on the Healing Hearts Birth and Doula website right after this tonight. But it goes to show that this is very, very sad. It's happening everywhere, nonstop. So I go to say to brothers and sisters out there, please make sure that you are aware of many things that are going on with your family. Do not let these people fool you. Do not. Do not let them take advantage of you. And if you want to have a home birth, please do so for the safety of you. Another breaking news for those who are unaware. This happened in Virginia, in the big VA. Of a Black woman says racism is why they were kicked out of a restaurant. I am just sharing for those, everything that's up here is for entertainment purposes, to give the truth, to speak the truth. Got to make sure I put that out there because TikTok and Stream and YouTube and all of them, they always want to try to pin things on y'all and shut you down and suspend you. You know how that go. But all of this is for entertainment purposes, for disclosure. But anyway, there was a sister who went to this restaurant in Virginia and was kicked out of the restaurant. You won't believe why. This happened last month too. A group of Black women in Virginia is seeking justice after a girls' night out was cut short. The woman who maintained they were doing nothing wrong when they were asked to leave the restaurant where they planned to have dinner, and say they were discriminated against by management simply because the color of their skin. This is coming from the publishing article, from the article of news, The Roots. You can definitely look this up. It goes to say that this lady and her friends went out for dinner for a group at the Cork and Bull restaurant in Chesapeake, Virginia. For those who don't know where Chesapeake, Virginia at, that is in one of the Area 757 areas, closer to the water, not far from Virginia Beach. Very nice area. Shortly after they were seated at their table, a fight broke out between two other women in the restaurant who were not with their party. Y'all hear that? Who were not with their party. Management got the situation under control and removed the women who were fighting from the restaurant. But what happened next left Somerville Holt's party feeling completely humiliated. And this is what she says. She said when she asked the manager if she and her friends were being told to leave because the entire restaurant was shutting down, she was told that she got an unsettling response. And the response was, no, we just not serving you all because y'all like to fight, she said. And she was told. Y'all hear that? This is a restaurant in Chesapeake, Virginia. The restaurant patrons were asked to leave at that time, and adding that being singled out because of two others that had nothing to do with them, with that group, also had them kicked out. And they just got there. That's sad. That's pitiful. That's sad and pitiful. Then it goes on to say that the group has hired an attorney and is deciding whether or not to take legal actions against the restaurant. But Somerville Holt says that no matter the outcome, the pain and our friends' experience during what was supposed to be a fun night out is still with them. My sister circle and I were out celebrating our Friendsgiving, a night of fellowship, giving thanks for friendship, laughter, and overall good times for memories. We definitely made memories, but those memories are memories of pain, hurt, embarrassment, confusion, and humiliation. I don't blame her. Can you blame them? I don't. I don't blame them. And if y'all are out and about, please make sure you get your nice cup of cold, hot cocoa, some tea. As you see, I'm enjoying me a nice cup here. It says, be good, do good, and feel good. But let's give a shout out to these sisters for making sure that they put that out there, because majority of the time we just let stuff like this slide and we ignore it, and we continue to let it happen, and it happens to the next individuals over and over and over and over again. And that's sad. But while let me step back, since I mentioned the teas and stuff. For those who are up and down the East Coast, make sure y'all preparing yourselves, because they're talking about a snow winter weather coming. So many people wanted to snow. I don't know why. We know if you living in the DMV area that these people that ain't from here cannot drive. Let me repeat that. Those who are not from here are not good drivers. I'm not saying those who are don't have their moments, but since these years I've been on this earth, I've been noticing it's been very bad. So they cannot drive. On other breaking news, if you got any shredded cheese from Walmart, they are recalling. For those who is eating dairy out there, dairy eaters, which we need to stay away from dairy. Get rid of it. Take it back. If you got the receipt, take it back. It's on recall. It's a chemical that's causing people to become sick. They have called it on a recall. So please make sure that you take it back to Walmart. Yes. Did y'all hear about this train in Chicago that disappeared? For those who, if you get a chance, go on TikTok, you might be able to find it. Type in Amtrak train that disappeared from from St. Louis to Chicago. It's a video. You see the guy comes out there and he says that if you plan on wanting to take the train, you taking it on your own discretion. And the lady was recording. This white lady was recording. She was saying how they said it disappeared. It was nowhere to be found. But then I'm reading this article coming from First Alert 4. They said an Amtrak train from St. Louis to Chicago disabled passengers bus to destination. Now, to me, this was kind of strange. And this was coming at the end of November. They said in St. Louis, an Amtrak that left St. Louis for Chicago at 8 a.m. Sunday was disabled on the way and could not complete the trip, according to Amtrak spokesman. Amtrak said the number of the train wheels went off the track just outside of Chicago. Do they not check these? However, to me, that's tricky because they saying different. But the video record from this lady is saying exactly what it was saying, that man came out there and said they don't know where it disappeared to. Even the people that they once they was able to find them, few of them said they didn't know where it was at. It was like in a different place. Y'all gotta go find that video on TikTok or any other social media. Like, I don't know if Instagram had, but TikTok does. But this article was strange to me. I had read it and I was like, that's kind of weird. And then all of a sudden that TikTok video popped up. I was like, what in the world? But anyway, they said approximately around 1:35 p.m. on November 30th, 2 sets of wheels on a locomotive leading train 22. There go that 22 again. There's been some spiritual stuff, some spiritual shifting going on. For y'all probably think I'm crazy, but I'm not. I've been noticing some things. So for those who have been noticing it, I hope you've been paying really good attention. Anyway, they said that the set of wheels on the rail car lost contact with the CN track at a low speed about 15 miles southwest of Chicago. Then they go to say the locomotive continued providing power to comfort system on all 7 rail cars, while our crew kept 253 passengers. Almost sound like the movie. 253 passengers comfortable as a complimentary food and beverage was dispersed. There were no reports of injuries. Passengers continued on to Chicago riding chartered buses from nearby commuter rail stations. Train 22 operates daily between San Antonio and Chicago with a stop in St. Louis. Keep thinking about this, guys. Amtrak says our trains are operated Sunday night with the expectation of normal operation tomorrow. I'm still am feeling some kind of way about that video that I watched, what that lady said. And I believe what that woman said, that man said, because he did say something, but at the end you couldn't hear because he was talking real low. I believe what that lady said. It's been too many things going on. Like, did y'all not see what happened in Asia? The weather phenomenon is going on. People saying things disappearing, stuff with the sun. I just had a high school friend I went to school with post on social media the other day, and they said, "What's going on with this?" And he's like, "Why that look weird?" And he took a picture of it. It was nighttime, but he said it was bright, like if it was the sun, and it wasn't even the moon. It's a lot of phenomenal things going on. I mean, phenomena is going on around here that we would not expect to happen. And that's why it's so important that we got to keep our minds out of the matrix and stop believing everything that our gov says, or I should say the many men, like the ones, the special ops, all of them. Stop believing what they say, because I'm telling you, it's some strange things going on. Very strange things going on. Very, 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 very strange things. I'm telling y'all. In other news, from the Guru, a family fights for answers after a black brother was found hanging from a tree in Wisconsin. This has not been circulating around, guys. This has not been circulating around. It's not enough. So for those who want to see, this is the brother here coming from the Guru. Go ahead and look up the Guru and type that in. The fight for answers. It was saying that Torrance Tory Melody was found unalive from a tree at a golf course in Brookfield, Wisconsin on November 13th. His family and the NAACP is demanding transparency and saying his unalive was reportedly labeled as a possible suicide within hours. We echoed their call. Tory deserves answer. We see what happened with the other brothers a couple months back. We heard what happened with the other brothers a couple months back. This is not a coincidence, brothers and sisters, from all walks of life. If you for us, be for us. Don't be against us. This is going far too long. Far too long. This should not be happening with things like this. Far too long. Far too long. We shouldn't have to feel like that we have to be looking over our backs at a golf course. Now, me personally, I know some people like golf, but you got to watch your back in any setting of places that you know those individuals that like to do foolish things to brothers and sisters. It's just not a coincidence that he decided on a golf course out of all places. Someone did that to that brother. Someone did that to that brother. I don't care what they say. Someone did that to that brother. And it's not a coincidence that that has happened. It is not a coincidence. So if you guys make sure y'all circulate that information that's happening in Wisconsin with that brother. Make sure, brothers and sisters, that you protect your family, your son, our sons at all costs. This is happening to our men. It should not be happening to our men. Keep them protected at all costs. For those who just chiming on in, I'm your girl, your co-host, your birthing doula, your inspirational healer, your psalmist, and much more, Cynthia J. Last but not least is another update. This is pertaining to our food. Our food. Make sure you share this video. Hit that like button, tap on that notification, and share this. The EPA approved a new PFAS pesticide and will show up in your produce. We can't win for nothing, can we? Which still has you to think why it's so important to grow our own stuff. And for some of us that live in the city, I get it, it's kind of hard. But we should try to grow it in our own apartments, small little things. But when you're growing them, also learn how to fast and eat lightly without having to eat so much so that you can be content. Teach that to your children too. It's hard to teach it to our kids because sometimes we got some kids that like to eat. They don't, for some reason, them little bugs in their bodies don't want to turn off. But there's some that do. But hear this out. And then to be clear, that for us, on dozens of crops from potatoes to citrus fruit, regulators say it will help farmers manage pests and boost yield, but scientists warn these chemicals can build up in the soil and food over time. Duh. For those who are out there, let me repeat it. The EPA has approved this. The EPA has approved this. And for those who don't know what that is, over here, if you're not from the United States, it is the Environmental Protection Agency has approved 10 pesticide products containing isocycloserin, which is called the forever chemical. What is that supposed to mean? Forever chemical? Get out of here. What is that supposed to mean? It also is letting us know agriculturally and the turf of indoor pest control use. I'm reading what this article is saying now. The environmental advocate warns that the decision ignored evidence of long-term risks like reproductive and liver toxicity. For those who don't study the body as they should, your liver and your kidneys or your filtration, especially that liver, and when it's overly built up and backed up, we have more problems than enough than we will know. And toxins built up. And that's why we have all these diseases and stuff going on like crazy. While the EPA argues no humans' health risks were found when used as directed. They don't know that. This stuff will build in the soil and then over time revert. And then you're selling this stuff in the grocery stores. People are already trying to eat right so they won't have to go to the doctor. But that's the whole point. They want you to be sick. So they figure, okay, you found out, you woke up, you awakened now, and you hitting on higher planes for some of us. Some of us are still borderline in the middle of sleeping and woke, while the other ones have been enlightened and explored higher. And we're trying to really eat right and be more connected spiritually, in tune within thyself. You can't do that when you got chemicals. It's bad enough you got additives to snacks and fast food and all of that. But now you're targeting us on the stuff that heals the body, because now you're seeing more people, herbalists, neopathics are out here, more of those in agriculture trying to preserve and it's so important that we do study agriculture. It is hard to get some of our children out there, because mine is one of them, to get out there and learn agriculture, 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 agriculture. It is so important to learn it, to know it, to teach it, to hold on to it, and not rely on corporates to feed us, to turn around and limit us. We've had placed our life fully in their hands, and that's not good. We have placed our life fully in their hands on what we eat, what we drink, how we live. And it's sad. And it shows right here again. It says researchers note that the isochloroserum is highly persistent and toxic to pollinators. So that's going to show you it's going to affect the ecosystem, raising concern about the ecological and public health impact of the forever chemicals. I mean, I can imagine now if we think of Bill Gates and all this stuff that's going on, and why it's so important that Africa, the motherland, and all the other places don't give in. Like, look what happened to the island, the brothers and sisters in Jamaica. Everything's demolished. I was just talking to my spiritual sister Sunday, and I was trying to reach out to her. And finally, I saw her. I hugged her. She had just came back from helping her 90-year-old grandmother. And as I was listening to her, and my daughter was like, "Oh, I want to come out. I want to help," because her son stayed there. Her son didn't want to stay there. This is what happens when you got these younger kids that just want to be stuck on social media for so long that they don't know how to survive without it, right? She left her son there to help family, and that's good, to help deliver a box. I mean, she showed the video. Majority of stuff is like demolished. It's gone. Like she says, still unalive, bodies are still rising and being found. And it's sad. It's very sad, and it hurt me. But she let me know all her family is good. So far, so good. And I thank, the divine for that. We come from we two different background, but still we still share that love. Not everybody you can do that with, for real, coming from different places. However, after my child looked at the video, she was like, "Oh, well, I can come." I said, "You're not going to have no social media. There's no internet. There's none of that." She was like, "Oh, well, I guess I'll stay." No, I said, if I had you get you ready, I will make you go there. It's just to help. It teach you to appreciate, because some of us, in different places, especially America, even though we got our own struggles here, and some of us are homeless, or we did have people lose homes, like when the what you call it happened last year and hit the Carolinas, flooded, the hurricanes hit. We still trying to help ourselves, help them over here. What about California when it got burned? We still helping our people over here. The U.S. is always sticking their head in everybody else's business, and I'm from here. However, there needs to be a balance. A balance. I have nothing against helping my brothers and sisters, no matter where they at, especially when it's coming from a loving place and they coming from a loving place. But like I said, I talk to my people out there and they're good. But my point is not to get off subject. It's the agriculture. I had to say to them, to her and them, don't let these corporate companies come in and start putting their money to try to control you guys. You grow your own stuff back. That's your land. You grow your own stuff back. Don't let them come in there. Because once they come in there, it's it. And that's one of the islands where you got to get your sour sap. You get all your herbs from. I mean, to the T. So needless to say here, we do have natural resources here, but it's small few and it's hidden. And majority of us living in these cities, we eating what we eating up here. And some of this stuff, you don't know what you eating. You really don't. But let me finish reading this article. But they said today, the EPA registered 10 products containing the new active ingredients, which I already named one of them. The broad spectrum contact insecticides proposed for us on the agriculture crops and the turfs that will be commercial and industrial and domestic sites. Is naming the places where this is happening. This new active ingredient will give farmers an additional tool to help manage crops and grow more food for our country. Well, first of all, how are we running out of food? Why do the farmers got to put more work in? Everybody should know how to do something. That's including me. I'm speaking of myself too. I grew my own garden year before last. This year, I didn't do much. I did a little bit of inside, and I did basil, parsley, cilantro, chive. I did all that. And every morning, I nip off my basil, and I eat that. I done made a little bit off that, just a little salad. And I go outside in my front yard. After it rains, and I pluck the dandelions and the red clovers. And then get some spinach and make me a salad. Sometimes, your kids and their spouses, they look at you like you're crazy because they want more because their body's been conditioned like that. But when you start to make sure that you do right, you see the results of it and why it's so important, not just with the eating, but with being more hands-on. And right here it says the move comes just 1 year after the president-elect Trump announced he would nominate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. as his Secretary of Department of Health and Human Services. Social media posts about them, and I'm not gonna go too much into that detail with them, but helping to ensure everybody will be protected from harmful chemicals, pesticides, pollutants, pharmaceutical products, food additives, and have contributed to the overwhelming health crisis. So it's been a lot going on with that. And I know y'all heard about the Campbell situation, right? How many of you heard and seen the video on that? Where you hear an employee of high ranks, or I should say employer of high ranks, mentions that they say that they don't even eat the soup. It's for poor people. That's what they say. So they feeding us the stuff they wouldn't eat. They feeding us the stuff that will unalive us. Yeah, that's what they said. Mm-hmm. That is what they said. Campbell's. Yeah, I'm gonna read it from the CBS News article. Campbell Soup executive called it products food for poor people. Lawsuit claims. All of us should get up there and start filing it. We sure should. All of us. It said the lawsuit filed in Michigan last week alleged that Campbell Soup Company executive made offensive comments about Indian workers and said that the company products were for poor people. Now, I came across two different ones. This one mentioned about the Indians, and the other ones didn't say nothing about that. However, they said during a conversation with former employee, the suit was filed by Robert Garza, who was hired by Campbell as a cybersecurity in 2024 September. Campbell's executive, Martin Bailey, made the offensive remark during a meeting last year in November, which was intended to discuss his salary. However, according to the suit, made several comments about workers that said that Campbell's is highly processed food for poor people. Mm-hmm. This video has been circulating around. That just lets you know that the things that we eat, we have to be watchful for. We have to be watchful for. We have to. It's necessary, guys. They are out here to get us. And not just that. How many of you guys heard about and have experienced during the holiday of opening up Ocean Spray cranberry. It's been a few videos escalating around with that too as well. That Ocean Spray cranberry, you open it was full of water. There was no cranberry sauce in it. Or some people with the Campbell soup cans noticed it started having this black chemical speck coming through it. It almost reminded me of that guy that had that video. He found his black thing started growing like some mess off of species or something. And it's on air. Yeah. I mean, that should tell you something right off top. But last but not least, check this one out. And this is going to make you guys laugh for today. This is going to make you guys laugh for today. I'm telling y'all, it's going to make y'all laugh. You got to listen to this one. Virginia liquor store. I can't stop laughing. Virginia liquor store. Oh, boy. Let me know y'all can hear me. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Virginia liquor store ransacked by a raccoon that broke bottles, got drunk, and passed out in the bathroom. I repeat. Virginia liquor store ransacked by a raccoon that broke bottles, got drunk, and passed out in the bathroom. The raccoon. The raccoon, guys, the raccoon. It said most people who had their fair share of alcoholic beverages has ended up on the floor next to the toilet after a long night at some point. That's also the fate that one raccoon in Virginia met after inflating a liquor store that it trashed while getting trashed. Raccoons are a bit omnivores that don't really discriminate in really anything when they're searching for their next meal. The ones that call largely remote areas of the wildness home tends to subdue to fruit, vegetables, insect, and small animals. But the so-called trash bandits that live in the populated areas are more than happy to paw through garbage, dig through dumpsters, and so they can chow down on stuff people have thrown away. This has happened a lot. This is why some people got to be careful with, what you leave around your neighborhood and stuff. Because raccoons, once they come, that's it. Mice, skunks, whatever, rats, all of them, they come. You got to be very careful. However, with raccoons, they can be very, people try to be nice to them. Their characteristics linked with these animals, they become naturally less aggressive in order to increase the chances that people are more willing to provide them with stuff. However, they still can be somewhat aggressive when you come to the lengths that they're willing to go to try to fuel. So don't try to be no Crocodile Dundee and all that mess, please. But this raccoon was found. So on Saturday, an employee at the liquor store in Ashland, Virginia, for those who know, that's in Northern Virginia, Ashland, Virginia, a small town located just north of Richmond, arrived at work and was greeted by covered in broken glass and pools of booze spilled from the bottles that had been knocked off the shelf. It didn't take long for them to find the culprit, as Animal Control Department in Hanover County shared a picture of the raccoon that was discovered passed out. I'm still trying to figure out how the raccoon passed out by the toilet. How you get in there? What kind of bathroom? Was the door open? The employee bathroom, I guess. Passed out in the toilet. It wandered into after the liquor kicked in. Woo, Lord. Oh my God, y'all should see this picture. This is too funny. I don't know for y'all that's on TikTok. Let me see if I can get it to pull up. My little thing don't want to act right. Oh, well, I guess it don't want to act right. Let me see. You can't really see it because it's shining on my phone, but the raccoon is flat on his stomach in between the toilet, next to the toilet and the trash can. You can see all the bottles lined up in the aisle. This is funny. The animal was transported to shelter after being given a few hours to sleep at all. The person said, I'm thrilled we were able to say this is not the first time a drunk raccoon made headlines this year. Another one happened. A nurse in Kentucky used CPR to save another one that passed out in a dumpster that was home to some peaches that were used to make moonshine. But with that being said, let that be the laugh for tonight. Let that be the laugh for tonight. Let me give you another laugh on that. But with all that being said, I see you, Nisi Poo. I see you on here. I know. But those who always continue to support me, especially my spiritual nieces, shout out to them. Shout out to my family. Sometimes I may not get a lot of followers, but that's okay. But I'm still out here and I'm still pushing. And this is season 3 and I'm still pushing to season 4. I will not stop. I can't stop because I am the original and I'm going to step into something even more miraculous coming into the new season coming up. I'm already in it. I'm tuned in on the other side, but now I got to bring that thing with tapping on my toes in the physical. But with that being said, I thank you guys for always supporting your girl, your co-host Cynthia J on the Cynthia J Show, holding us women accountable, not excluding the men. For those who I'm a stream live, I do apologize you couldn't see my beautiful face today. We'll get this camera thing situated sometime or another. However, you still got to see my flyer with my beautiful sparkling face on there. I might just actually start just blocking out my face because sometimes, you got to keep yourself covered for spiritual reasons. But with that being said, thank y'all for always tuning in. If you look, you can follow me and subscribe to me on Linktree/Cynthia J gospel or .gospel, Cynthia J .gospel on Linktree, which connects me to all my platforms. And if you like to donate, remember it's for a good cause. It does not go to me to help donate to Jamaica and other places. You can definitely send it to my PayPal, Cynthia J Gospel. My PayPal, Cynthia J Gospel. Go up in there and it will go right directly to those in need in Jamaica and other places like North Carolina, South Carolina, those places that got hit last year, California. Still got to support my people out here in this area. And also to continue this podcast going. A lot of people don't know that it comes with the cost. And so with that being said, I thank you guys for always chiming on in, shouting out, giving a hand clap to your co-host Cynthia J on the Cynthia J Show, holding us women accountable, not excluding the men. Yes. Thank y'all for always tuning in. Make sure that y'all stay plugged in, stay connected, stay keeping an eye out. The remaining of the month, I might pop back in again next week. After next week, your girl may turn around and just give it a break until the new year because I got a lot to do. Tomorrow, for those who are in the DMV area or or internationally, your girl will be singing at a conference tomorrow at Renew Life Worship Center. Yes, this conference is the BBB conference. Shout out to my spiritual parents, Bishop Dr. Bennett and Apostle Dr. Dina Bajay. Yes. We're getting prepared for the BBB conference, which is tomorrow at 7 p.m. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. Let me make sure I give y'all the address. The address is 454 Cambridge Street, Stafford, VA. Make sure y'all come out that way. Shout out. If you can't make it out tomorrow, make sure y'all make it out online. Yes, make sure you make it online. Hold on, guys. This little thing here is trying to do what it do. I don't know what's going on. Make sure y'all make it online. Let me make sure I get that. There we go. You know how these things, they be always trying to get you to do these little puzzle things so you can stay on long. And that's crazy stuff. But you can be online for Zoom on Saturday. And I would definitely make sure I plug that in. So be on Zoom on Saturday. And there's going to be 2 sections, 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. on Zoom on Saturday. Again, Friday, tomorrow, my mistake, not 7, but 7:30 p.m. And Sunday, we're going to be breaking it on down on Sunday. at 3 p.m. in person again. So shout out to all those who continue to follow me. You can follow me on all other social media platforms. Thank you again for chiming on in. It's your girl, your co-host, Cynthia J, on the Cynthia J Show, holding us women accountable, not excluding the men. I'll make sure I put my doula stuff up here. And if you're looking for some CMOS, make sure you hit your girl up, because I do CMOS for those who are out here in the DMV area. Even if you're not out here in the DMV area, I'll make sure that I definitely still will mail it to you. And you're like, well, how is that possible? All things are possible. All things are possible. So thank you guys for joining in on the Cynthia J Show, holding us women accountable, not excluding the men. Stay tuned for some updates and other current events. And get that CMOS now. Go get it. Don't hold back. Get you some CMOS.
My story is for your glory.